So in this video, I'm editing some videos, but I'm also working on the channel by rebranding some of the very old videos and titles. And I think at some point I will start creating community posts so that I'll share some of the older videos, which some of you guys may not have seen. Because let's face it, there's 900 long play format videos on this channel or more. And that's a lot of content. And this is what you can see up here, is all these videos are open, so I can try to improve the titles. I'm using ChatGPT, which is probably not the best app because it's slightly outdated, I do believe. It needs updating, but still it's better than me when it comes to creating titles. And another thing I'm doing is looking for comments I've not replied to. And this will be about 90 minutes, this live stream, because I've got to go to work this afternoon. And it's nice to see that we're growing. We've now got 5,502 subscribers, which is still only about 18 to 20% of our audience total. And more good news today is that we've now increased our watch time to 2.4 thousand hours a minute. So I think doing more live streams would be a good idea. But before I do that, I'm going to just talk about something which I made a community post for. Let's go to the community post tab. If you don't use your community tab to talk to your viewers and to share things, then you really are missing out. So I just want to go down. I do put a lot of funny pictures up, which you can caption and write a funny caption for. So yesterday, Sam Stapleton, one of our very good subscribers from America, says, do you have any information on Viking tinderboxes? And it's a fascinating and interesting subject on its own. Now, I did a little bit of research last night, and this box here was found. Let's just click the picture and I'll read it to you. In fact, let's see if we can find the original picture. No, that's on my phone. So we'll go back. Bear with me. So Viking tinderboxes. Sadly, there is very little evidence for these items. Recently, this wooden box one was found in a receding ice. So what's happening in Scandinavia and in also Iceland and Greenland is that the ice was receding. And then what's happening is that archaeologists are going along where the ice has receded, where it's disappeared, and they're finding, bows and arrows and fabric and tunics, and they're finding all these amazing items which have been preserved and frozen in time. So this is a tinderbox here, which was found in some receding ice, and it's currently in the Museum of Oslo. So yeah, it's in the Museum of Cultural History of Oslo after the field session. So it's been found in the field after ice has receded, and this would be a tinderbox. Now it's quite interesting. It seems to be a rectangular box. There's no lid, so the lid must be missing, but it's got two leather straps where the lid would have been placed underneath the straps to keep your tinder dry and also to keep your flint and steel dry. And I'll continue reading my comments I made. Recently, this wooden box one was found in receding ice. The level one, which I showed a picture of, is a more modern interpretation. I don't think is correct myself personally. I would go for something like this, Sam. And I wouldn't say it's authentic. On Evil's Viking boat rig, which there's something I'll do a video on, he has a pouch. And in that pouch, he has some wool, a bit of fabric, a flint and a steel for lighting fires. So that is also another way you would have carried your little tinder box in a leather pouch if you don't want to carry a wooden box like this. And it's a fascinating and interesting subject. There's some more pictures. Let's see if we can look. So there's an up-close picture of it, and you can see it's got leather straps. So the leather survived in the ice. And then this must be the tinder. And then somewhere in here will be a flint and probably some a steel. So that's one thing you could do, try to make an authentic looking tinderbox. Now, there are one or two channels on YouTube where you see Viking reenactors, and they go out walking in the kit for like survival. So I'm wondering whether any of those channels also have anything like this in their kit which they display. So that's another source we could look into. I'm drinking coffee. I'm thirsty. So yes. In fact, let's create a video poll from one of our old videos. And we'll go down, because we've got an awful lot of videos to go down to see. So I'll try to find an old video to share and create a post. I'm getting a bit hungry now as well. It would have been better just to, let's just select one of these perhaps. Let me just copy this link a bit quicker and go back here into this one. I've got too many things open. Copy and paste this. Right, we're going to share this video. This is a great video. It's called The Farmer and the Dancing Elves. And these little tiny elves are in this story. And there's a farmer basically. So one day, this old farmer, let's call him Eirik. It's autumn time, and he's out, collecting his hay and his wheat and his barley. And once he got it on the wagon, he goes and puts it in a outbuilding to dry, to get ready for threshing. And normally a threshing thing would be like a pole with some chains on it, or sometimes they've got a chain with a wooden stick, and you can thresh your barley and your wheat and get the seeds off. So he was doing this farmer. It turned into a folk tale. And so he kept on repeating the process, going to his field with horse and cart, bringing back more wheat and more barley. Because it's been stacked up in the fields dry, so it's already relatively dry before he brings it in. So he makes all these big piles in his outbuilding. And he thinks, well, all right, tomorrow I'm going to start threshing. So he goes to bed, goes and sees the wife, the whiff, has a good supper, and goes to bed. And in those days, in the medieval times and the times of our ancestors, we generally went to bed after sunset because you wanted to make the most of the day. We don't stay up all night partying like some people think. You go to bed when it's just around sunset, and you get up when the sun rises because you want to make the most of your day, especially if you've got to maintain fields to feed yourself. And so this is what this farmer was doing. And he was preparing to go and thresh some wheat. So in the morning he got up, had a good hearty breakfast, probably some porridge, and he goes into his outbuilding, but to his astonishment, some of the wheat and the barley has been threshed and put to one side, and there's a pile of seed. And he thought, well, who's done this? So he asked around the farm, his farm hands and people that worked there, none of them did it. He asked his wife and his sons, none of them did it. And so he was mystified. And again, he went out to the field and got more hay and made another pile. And the same thing happened that very night. He had his supper, he went to bed, and he got up in the morning and went into his outbuilding, and again, all of his barley and all of his wheat has been threshed. Oh, he was mystified by this. He didn't know what was going on. And he thought, well, the third night I'm going to try to catch who's doing this, because although it's quite helpful, I want to know. He was very curious. This is often the theme in folk tales, is the curiosity side of things. And so, that night he had a good supper, and instead of going to bed, he thought, I'm going to sneak into my outbuilding, and at the back of it, he's got a load of barrels, so he's going to hide behind there. And he waited and waited, and then suddenly these two little tiny flying elves came in, and one of them had a little hammer in his hand, and he threshed all the wheat and the barley so quick he couldn't believe it. And then he stood up and said, I caught you. And just like that very moment of him standing up, the little fairy, the elf in the old language, got the hammer and threw it at him, and it hit the man in the middle of his forehead, and it knocked him out. He woke up in the morning with a massive headache, and he said, I've been whacked in the head by some strange creature. And a year passed, and sadly the man died on the year to the day of when he was hit by the elves. And this is what this story is about. Now, of course, in this video, I'll tell it for 6.5 minutes. So I would say check out this very old medieval story, folks. And we'll post that. That's that job done. Oh, yes. I know I don't know how many people are watching, so I'm going to just have a look on my phone whilst I get rid of this window and go to this window and go to comments. I often have to check, see if I've got any hold for review. Generally, if you comment on the channel a few times and I see you and you leave good comments, I'll approve you as a commenter, and then you won't appear in the hold for review section. So we're going to try to find some comments here which I've not replied to so far, whilst I'm trying to also see my live stream and check if anybody's left any comments. And again, we're live streaming hopefully in the right format. Let me check on my camera. Yes, we are streaming vertically, which is a completely new thing for me. So, and I really do like this idea of live streaming in the vertical format. And it seems to be more popular than the horizontal format. So, yes, most excellent. Thanks to YouTube for adding that feature. But YouTube really do need to catch up with, you know, the likes of TikTok and give you more options. So, I'm just seeing if I can find my live stream. There's the live stream. I don't know why I put a picture of this nice pattern molded sword, and this here is a very early Viking sword. In fact, you could even say it's probably mid to late Bendel. It's got quite a short blade length, and I think at some point I will do some videos on this. This is quite an expensive bit of item, and was made probably in the late 1940s or early 50s. The blade itself. And then a man called Paul Binns found it, I do believe. I am going to have to check up with Turkey to make sure that I've got the story right. Because you know what it's like when you get hurt, when somebody tells you something and over time that story changes, like Chinese whispers. So accordingly, Paul Binns found this in the back of an old blacksmith workshop. And he found out about the history, how the blacksmith dug out bog iron and made iron from the bog ore itself, which is quite a long process. And after about 600 hours of hammering away and working on it, he ended up with this nice blade. And the blade, when Paul Binns found it, was rusty because it's been sat in a workshop for 50 years or more, or a bit less. And so he made the crossguard, which is also pattern molded. And God knows how you actually make that. I'd love to know and figure that out. And it's got a very nice walnut handle. It's got quite a short handle though, and it's not one for fighting because it's sharp. But that's what's on my desk at the moment. Let me just click the live stream to see if we've got any comments, and then we'll have a look. I'm multitasking at the moment. I'm doing a number of various things, and I've got to also prepare some videos for this afternoon. Now, am I putting out too many videos for you? Because the problem is, I've got so many videos in hand. I can really post so many, lots of videos, and I've already made quite a few today, which I've got to put on that phone, which I'm live streaming on. Because for now on, I'm using the YouTube Creator app rather than uploading from my PC, which in my mind is a little bit more efficient. So let's have a look, see if I can find the chat on here. I do hope the quality is good enough for you as well. It's definitely better than this old phone, which is a Samsung S6, which was very kindly given to the channel by Eggle's friend Anthony. So, and I hope Anthony's doing all right. And no doubt he's missing his best pal Eggle, like we all are. No, I can't seem to find any live chats. There we go. So very nice, says Sam Stapleton. So I hope that little bit of introduction about Viking tinder boxes gives you a bit of information, and it does kind of sound like something rude, doesn't it? Tinder box, when you think about Tinder, the dating app. So that's another subject itself. So so did you take a axe blade to the head? Well, yeah, I got a cut on my head at the moment. No, I was in the garden yesterday and I filmed a couple of these ASMR gardening videos, and one of them I was in my laurel hedge and I got caught by a branch. So, but it's okay because you know, I'm tough. I'm a Viking, so if you've not got a few scars, then you're not really lived, have you? So, so I'm fine. So I have got a cut on my forehead. It's not the first time. And at some point, I've got to edit that video and I just basically upgraded my editor to DaVinci 19, which is the app and the editor I use to edit all my videos. And I do recommend it. I think it's the best editor out there, and I think Premium, Adobe Premium Pro, whatever you call it, not as good as DaVinci. And somewhere I've got to find DaVinci on here, and I just reinstalled it again. And it's by Black Magic Design. I can't find it. There we go. Here's the link. Let's put that down here. So I said I'm trying to multitask. Is it going to pop up? No, let's just load it up. And we'll continue looking at the comments. So I've got a long way to go. I do try to answer as many comments that I can. And I do appreciate you commenting on the channel because it really does help, and it kind of sends that message to YouTube. You know, you just take your time, just take your 30 seconds or leave a comment on your videos, because it does help and it gives that good message to YouTube saying, yes, this video is popular, let's share it out to more people. And how it works when you publish a video, what YouTube do, so I'm trying to go viral, because if I go viral on one video, that's going to really change the channel. So what happens is when you publish a video, YouTube send it to a seed audience of people that are not related to your channel. And that is kind of dependent how well that video does with that seed audience will kind of determine how well your video does. So we've got a comment here from Opperton who says, hello Bragi and all beautiful people out there. Scal. Oh, Scal indeed, my brother. And Sam Stapleton says hello to you as well. So again, I'm going down, I'm multitasking. And do you like this idea of hanging out when I'm working on the channel, which is something I wanted to do in the past, but never really got round to. I'm going to go down a long way because I published a lot of videos recently, and there's a comment here from Sam, especially if they can turn that rusty thing into a polished chrome. I'll just do it. Oh yes, sounds like a plan. And there's not enough people on YouTube who have channels take the time to reply. And yes, if you go viral when you've got 1 million subscribers, then it's going to be very, very difficult to reply to all the comments. We'll go down, see if I can find any more. And then I'm also looking at improving titles, which like I said, I'm using ChatGPT, so I'm just going to copy and paste this one over. That will do me for now. Sometimes I'll say to it, give me 10 examples, and then I'll try to choose the one that is most intriguing, because you've got to try to hook the viewer in with your titles. And they do say you can come up with your title first, then the video, and often the video gets developed first, then the title. This is probably the one way of doing things, but I'm not perfect and never really wanted to be. Because that title's a bit too long. We'll just get rid of that, and then we'll save that. And that's a good story. Boots who ate the match with the troll. And in fact, I've done a version of that story on the channel where I swear quite a bit in it, which is one of those very rare videos, because I never really wanted to swear on the channel. So we'll continue looking at this whilst I try to get my editor to work. It's not working at the moment. So here we go, found it again. It's here. Oh, marvellous. So where was I? Oh, we'll go back to the beginning. Memory recording. And luckily over the years, oh, there's my old shield there. Look, I lent that to one of the local groups locally, and I never got it back really. They had it stolen with some of my spears. So there's a lesson there: never lend kit out to anybody unless you're there in person and you're going to get it back on the day. Because I've done that a few times and made that mistake. And that's just some pictures of some training from 2006-ish. And luckily, throughout my reenactment history, I've always took lots of pictures. I wish I had a better camera with video, because I would have had a lot of videos in store, but I'm quite lucky. I've got lots of pictures I can use, which are all mine, all belong to me. So that's wonderful.
This is a reminder. Take anxiety tablet.
Yeah, I don't take an anxiety tablet anymore though. That's Alexa letting me know.
This is a reminder.
I do need to take a folic acid tablet though, because I don't eat a lot of veg. So that one's okay. We'll deliver that. We'll go back to here. So, well, no, I don't want to load Audacity up. Now, I've got a bit of an exclusive here. Very recently, I've been filming a game series on Fallout 4, because I think it's quite relevant at the moment with the new Fallout TV series. So is that something you want to see on the channel? Because so far I've got 4 episodes in the bag. They're about half an hour each. I try to relate it as well to the Viking times as much as possible. So let me know if you think that's something you want to say. Let's see if I can get me on camera a bit more. There we go. Because I'm slightly appearing off camera here. And we'll go and see if we find any more comments I've not replied to. I mean, making content really does at times take over your life. But you do get a buzz, you know, you go to bed and you're excited about what you've done in your next videos. So, yeah. So here's a comment I've not replied to yet. And I'll read it to you. It's from Sophia B. And it says, it would not be an exaggeration to say this was very last season, and they're talking about the Vikings TV show didn't really catch on. And the same with me, it kind of got a bit boring towards the end, a bit like, you know, The Walking Dead, how that got a bit boring. So not exactly warm headgear in Britannia, and hence, for that very reason, the Romans had trotted back off to Rome long before the Norse visitors, or the Vikings. I mean, the Vikings is a more of a modern term we use, but then again, if we're going around saying you're a Norse reenactor, a lot of people will not know what that is. So that's why the term Viking is so popular. So don't believe the hype about the fall of the Roman Empire. It was all about the head where the senior officers were forced to don, and they couldn't cope with the cold, which is, you know, possibly true. It was found in the possessions of a Viking. Well, they're much harder, although less inclined to look ridiculous. But of course, the Vikings came from a much colder climate, so they're more used to the weather in England and the rain we have a lot of, especially recently. Its secondary use was domestic in nature. And I'm just going to put a very... That comment would actually make a very good video. Read the comment out and react and talk about it, which I may do in some more videos. I've done one so far to a comment from Bragi and talking about sidearms and axes and swords, and I thought that was very cool. So it's something I can think about in the future. If I take a picture on my phone of the comment, I can use the comment as well in the picture. But whether some people will want the comments being read is another thing. I'm just taking the time to say a very cool comment indeed. Reply to that. That pops up. Lovely jubbly. Give it a heart and a like, which I still don't know whether it's a good thing I should be doing. But I'm just trying to encourage people to like my comments. So they're not like this one yet. We'll go back down. So. And then we've got a comment here actually from Brewski 0277. And he said, I don't see the link I posted, but I'm sure it's not there on your end. But the shop is called Worldwide Shop India, and he's talking about where he recently or some time ago bought a set of riveted mail, and it was quite cheap, but it must have come some years ago. So at some point, I will try to look into that, see if we can find it, if I can open a window up. will not crash my computer because I've got too many windows open. And we'll put Etsy because I think it's an Etsy seller. Yeah, Worldwide Shop India. So they make historical items. You can see they're very much into Viking clothing. This is all made in India. So let's have a look what's on sale. Ooh. If I had more money, I'd buy more things. So here, look, you can buy a chainmail sheet, 9mm, 18 gauge, riveted for £87. But why you buy a sheet, I don't know. Perhaps you want it for your Aventail. But look at this, you know, chainmail shirt, 9mm, flat riveted for £70 and 84p. This is ridiculously cheap. Of course, you're gonna end up paying import tax on that. And or if you know, honestly, if I had the money, if I wasn't poor all the time, I'd buy that. But I wonder. So and that's for quite a small one. So I'll probably need a large set, which is £180. Well, even so, for £180 for a riveted set of mail, because if you try to make that yourself, you're spending hundreds of hours making that, especially if you're going to fire forge the solid links and flatten and fire forge the riveted links, or if you're making a whole suit full of riveted mail. Personally, I like the idea of solid links and riveted links because it cuts the time in half. So that's quite amazing, and it does make you think compared to modern mail, which is buttered mail, and especially if you got good mail, which is like I got my main suit of mail, which I do wear on camera, is made out of spring washers, so it's very good steel and it's never split. Whereas some of the other buttered mail I have, it's just made out of soft iron, and that can split, and you have to repair it all the time. So it does make you think comparing the two. I'm going to just heart that, and we'll let's have a look. So what else they got for sale. So we've got padded gambesons. So you want a gambeson. If you don't mind it being made in India, then again, that's not a bad price. You can select your dimension if you want it. So a large one for £100. This is far better than the one on eBay for £1,200, which is surely a mistake. But then again, you think to yourself, you may as well make yourself a gambeson. So only got Lorica Segmata, so Roman armour. So again, I got a set of that, belongs to Turkey. It's gone a bit rusty now, but it shows you how cheap that can be. Have they got any knives or anything? Let's look at the helmets they've got. So some of these will be quite fantasy in look, in style, and in modern interpretations of a Viking helmet. Of course, they've got Roman helmets and stuff, and later medieval helmets. I mean, there's a typical Viking specky helm. And then you could select your standard helmet. So, yeah, £48. So, yeah. If I had more money, I'll buy more things from people and actually review them. So let's go back and find some more comments I've not replied to, and then try to get my editor working as well. So just bear with me. I've got to minus this out. I don't need Audacity going. This is a great app if you've got to record your voice. And have I rendered this video? This shows you what videos I've rendered today and working on. And then I'll put them on my phone, and then I'll do another edit using the YouTube Creator app, which is really, really cool. Let's just look at any more comments. So we've got a comment here from Spardar. Hello, Bragi, from Australia. Well, greetings from down under. Oh, one of those places I've not been to. And I would very much like to travel to Australia with my girlfriend in the future. And go and see a friend of ours with a channel called Tree Tales. So if you're ever watching this, Tree, you can put us up for a few days if we do go to Australia. Because at some point, I'll be in a position where I better say to myself, right, you know, I've got the money now. Let's just go to Australia, and just, you know, and I'll make you some nice bits of Viking Anglo-Saxon kit to bring along with me to give you, because I like the idea of that. And Treve is a wonderful man, and he's been a great friend of the channel. And yeah, I definitely would love to go to Australia. And New Zealand as well. Let's not forget New Zealand. So we've ended this video, so we can now go and make another video. So I'm just going to create a new timeline. Of course, this is DaVinci Resolve. I apologise for the sunlight because I've got a massive window behind me, and I do like to edit my videos at night or early in the morning when it's a bit darker, so I can see the colour grading I've got to do. And then we'll go to this folder which shows you some of the videos I've got to work on, and then God knows how my memory works, because I got the ability to remember what I've edited and what I've not edited. I don't think I've done this one yet, so let's have a look at this one. The only downside is my editor should be showing up, so I need to pin it somehow. That was my old editor thing. Yeah, there we go. So just bear with me. No, I don't need that. So let's just select this video and see if I can remember whether I've actually edited the video or not. One of the reasons why I like to edit my video before I do anything, this is from CapCut, and you can see straight away in the audio level as I play it in Fairlight, it's way too loud. So I go back to edit. I'm going to cut the sound down and then check again. So that's still too loud. This is just a picture of me these girls are reacting to. Like going, oh, look at that. Because you never know whether this video will work or not, whether it'll get good views or bad views. And some people, when they upload a video and they don't get views, they either unlist it and we upload it, which is a bad practice because you're duplicating your video. And then some people will do even worse than that. They'll delete their video they've uploaded after a few hours and we upload it again. You should at least wait a few days or a week, because it does take time for a short video to get views. So let's just see if we've got any more comments. We've got a comment here from Unstoppable Gamer. And I've not forgotten about the video I've got to do for you. It's in my mind. I'm thinking about it. It's on my list. And he says, hello. And he said, it's me. Hello. Hello, Unstoppable Gamer. So I'm the guy that asked for the version of the rap god, which is, my name is Neil Sigmundson. So I've not forgotten. It's in the back of my mind. I've just got to try to figure out how to film it and work it in and use some of the older videos. So I won't forget. So I will make it. Just keep reminding me, because to do anything like that, it takes time to plan it and to think about it. And I like to process sometimes in my mind how I'm going to make that video. So yeah, just give me time with that. And then we've got Opera 10 says, hey, and does a little hand wave. We've got 5 people watching. And I did notice we had 10 people earlier watching, so that's probably more than what we get through the horizontal format. So let's go back to the beginning of this. I think that's still a bit too loud for my liking. Then we're going to go to the colour grading and just do an auto colour, so I often do. And then I'm just going to pull this down. This is a radius and a H3 ratio. Now these kind of sharpen your picture. So if I wanted the picture to be blurred, I could just move the radius up and it will blur that bit of the picture. But in this case, I want it just to slightly sharpen the picture. And then we'll just zoom out and we'll look at some of the options for your lookup tables, which is like a filter you can put on the video. Sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't. And that's a picture of me taken at the Robin Hood Festival. That's years ago when I was much younger. Although a lot of people, meet me after like 10 years and they'll say, "Oh, bloody old Bragi, you're not aged. What's your secret, mate?" I laugh a lot and I don't take life too serious. So that's too bright and too orange. Because you can have black and white. The good thing about the YouTube Creator app, it does give you filters. And some of their filters are quite nice. So I'm not going to put a filter on this. We're going to go straight back into the edit. And we're going to go home and start again. we've got a bit at the end I don't really need. So we'll just get rid of that section. And then we can deliver that. And then at some point I'll think of a clever title when it comes to my mind. So I've no idea what I'm going to call this. I'm just going to say, what are they looking at? That's just to remind me what the video is roughly saying. They're looking at something, they get a reaction. And then I can choose a better option for the title in ChatGPT if needed to. And about 2 o'clock I got to end this live stream to just get some videos ready. There's a funny video out at 2 o'clock, I think. And I got a video out, a long format video at 3, I think I have scheduled. I'd have to check. But yes, so that's rendered. And then what I generally do, I just start another timeline rather than delete the video. If I need to go back to it, it's still there. And I can select another video from this massive pile of videos which I've got to edit. So, and then I've got to remind myself which ones I've done and which ones I've not done. I thought this was a funny video. This was from CapCut. I normally go in CapCut before I go to bed, and I made a few videos last night. This is just Spider-Man, and looks like oh God, what's his name? It's too loud again. Oh, it's not the Daredevil. It's oh, it'll come back to me in a minute. Who that is? My mind's gone blank. And I need to drag this image in a little bit because what the joke about this video, you just got these 2 guys dancing and you get 2 little phrases, and so I just put Bragi and I put Eggle. You know, oh God, what's his name called? I'm forgetting now. What's that superhero called? The one that was always quite rude and funny. I think we'll keep it the way it is. And whether that'll work as a video, it's another thing completely. But again, I'm going to go to colour grade and just give it a bit of a sharpen because it's a bit blurred. And then we'll go back and look at some more of your comments. We've got a comment here from Sam Stapleton. Still haven't been able to find any archaeological finds of tinderboxes for the Viking Age. Well, if you go to the community tab, there is that box, and I've got to read a little bit more about it, but I think that's a Viking Age tinderbox. But yeah, I think there would be, well, I think there's 2 sorts of tinderboxes. There's one where you're just going to have your tinder and your flint and steel, and then there's also maybe another box where they may have some hot coals, so that they got something already burning or a light in a box. But whether that will work in a wooden box, probably wouldn't, nor in a leather box. So yeah, Deadpool. There you go. My mind went completely blank then. I do like Deadpool. It's so funny. I mean, it's a pity we never got Turkey on the channel to talk about comic heroes, because he has a vast collection of comic books and novels in his house, literally shelves and shelves on them, and you know, he's pretty much an expert, I would say, on superheroes, and that would make a really good content. So Sam says, I imagine they were leather, wooden, would like to know what the design was. So again, if we go back to the community channel page, let's just click on this. I've got to open another window. And we'll just go to the community tab. Then I did create this post here about this tinderbox that was found in receding ice. So I'm assuming it's from the Viking Age. It could be later, it could be even earlier, even probably in Iron Age. But that's the nearest thing that I've found so far. And let's just do a bit of a search. If I can open another window up. So and we'll have a look. And again, this is talking about this tinderbox found in the ice. So when the melting glacial ice melts, they're finding all these wonderful things. In fact, there's a very interesting short documentary from the BBC about this very subject. And if I can find it, I'll post it for you because I watched it. And I've got to try to remember, it's this one here, I think. Yeah. We'll watch it together, son, and this will give you an idea of the context of where that tinderbox was found. And I think that'll give me a copyright or anything. In fact, I will stop it just in case I do get a copyright, but I will share it on the community tab for you. So just give me a second, and I'd love to get this video and do a reaction to it. Let's just go back to the beginning and write something about this. And this relates to, you know, Iron Age and Viking objects, and they're literally finding bows, and they're finding arrows, and they're finding tunics and leatherwork and bridle bits and all these amazing objects they're finding. And the ice, glacial ice, is receding and melting, which is, you know, not a bad thing for archaeology, but a bad thing for the planet, because we need ice, or we get too much water in the sea, and that could really cause a massive problem. And of course, you know, people say, oh, the planet's warming up, but you always get a warming before you get a new mini ice age, which we're probably heading for in the world, which is quite scary. But let's face it, none of us are really equipped to deal with an ice age, but luckily it probably won't affect us in our lifetime. But we're heading that way if we're not careful, because and that is scary. That's what happens when too much water gets released. You get the opposite effect. You get a pre-warming for an ice age. And that from the BBC is not a bad video. I don't watch the BBC a lot because I don't like the British Broadcasting Corporation, because they're a little bit biased and they've got their own agenda, and they shouldn't have. They should be non-biased. So I'll post that, and then you should be able to see it and click on that link. There, look, artifacts in the ice. And that will also, it's had 1.7 million views as well, so that's really, really cool. And we do need to talk about such things. So that's that being posted for you, to give a bit of an idea of the context of where that archaeological box was found. And let's just go back up here, bear with me, so we can get rid of that, and we'll go back, let's have a look, we'll go back on here. Is this a new window open? Yeah, I think it is. So we'll get rid of this window. We'll get rid of the Etsy window. Don't need that open. And this is a Bushcraft USA, and this is talking about this box. So a week ago we found a small wooden box melting out of the ice. The find created a buzz on social media, and there's been a lot of speculation on what it contained. Some of the suggestions were earthworms for fishing, needles, or that it was a tinderbox. We have now opened the box. It contains a wooden stick, a small bit of resin-filled wood. The content makes it like that it was indeed a tinderbox, as suggested by some. So it's still speculation at this stage, I would say. But so the box will be studied in more detail at the Museum of Cultural History in Oslo after the field session, and we will keep you posted about the future developments. You need to log in to actually get a closer picture. And here we have some more examples of tinder boxes. This one is a box of oak. It's got 2 compartments, so that would also work. And I would say that's quite authentic. And it's got a nice kind of a chisel mechanism to keep the lid in place. So I would also say this one would be quite fine as well for the period. In fact, let me just copy and paste this for you on the community page. I have to open it up again. So yeah, and tinder boxes are a very essential thing because you need fire. You need to have the ability to make fire. Just replying to that comment before I do this next little thing. So let's just go back to the community post page. And we'll go down here. And I'll just post the link for you. And there's a second box down there, and I do recommend checking that out. In fact, I like the second box a little bit more than the first box because that's really been designed to be a tinderbox, which is this one here. It's later though, so this is a replica from the 18th century or so. But again, tinderboxes have been around for a long time, so probably a Viking version would be quite a little bit more simplistic on this. This is probably quite a complicated box system of a sliding lid. So you can probably see the evolution of this tinderbox, which has just got a lid hole with leather bands, to the later on when it became a thing you hang on your wall, because having that ability to light a fire is so important even in the 18th or 19th century. So not a Viking one, I was read up about it, but it's yet another nice example of the evolution of tinder boxes. So I definitely try to do one like this, because the lid seems to be missing from the find, which is a shame. But I'm wondering whether it's a rectangular box or whether it's even more round. But until they do more research on it, it's going to be a while. Because let's go back and see where I was with the edit. So you can definitely tell I've got ADHD because I'm all over the place. And did I render this video? No. And of course, Spider-Man and Deadpool, very popular. And the reason why I made this video, I'm just going to kind of emphasise and say this is what Bragi and Egg will do in the spare time. If it makes me laugh, then generally, you know, that's okay and it should work. I'm not the most efficient and brilliant editor. I mean, there's a page here called the Fusion page, which I'm still getting used to. Within the old world of DaVinci Resolve, people actually call it the confusion page because it is really, really confusing. And there's so many things and effects you can do on here. Add to this timeline, actually timeline from the start of the video to the out of the video, and you could do so many things on here and with all these different options, which I don't generally do because I do most of it in the edit page. And then we've done that video. It'll be on my computer, so we can start another timeline. It's timeline number 13. We're lucky for some. And then I can have a look and see if I can find another video. What's this one about? Right, it's just Elmo driving a longship. Didn't quite work out that as I wanted to. I wanted the longship to be that way and not that way. But never mind. But we've got a funny video here with Jack Black and his mate, who I can never remember the name of. They're too loud again. This is the problem when you edit in CapCut or some of these apps, and TikTok, they do this as well. The noise level is always too loud, so it's always worthwhile editing your video. And I don't know why you always get a bit of a pause at the beginning where there's nothing going on, so we'll get rid of that segment. We'll go back to the beginning. Still believe. Hit me, baby, one more time. It's not in my key, I'm afraid. Can I remember that song coming out? If Eagle was alive today, now he'll be amazed with some of the people he's dancing to. And this video in the background is actually the Techno Eggle 2 video we made, and I've still yet to publish and edit that video. So at some point, because I did say Eggle, let's do another Techno Viking Eggle, because that was on the better camera, and I was using one of those camera rigs which kind of balances your camera, but I kind of forgot to turn it on. Still believe. You can't beat a bit of Jack Black. Apparently, he's 60 years old now, which I find to be incredible. Because you don't know who Jack Black is, and he's probably not lived. So what we could do is pull it down a little bit so it doesn't look like he's hanging about in mid-air. But to do that, we need to actually crop the video rather than drag it. So if I crop it there and go back to transform and pull it back down again, expand this out slightly so I've not got a black gap, so I'm dragging it there instead of stretching it, and so Jack Black kind of appears standing in the video and not high up in the video. And of course we're going to go to the colour segment, so have we got any more comments? So yeah, I don't watch BBC. I don't have a TV license because I refuse to get one because it's a waste of money. So I just watch YouTube and I go on Amazon Prime. And generally the only time I watch TV is when I'm eating food. I might go and put On the Buses on or a bit of Blackadder or something comedy like that. And then I'm back on editing videos again. So yeah, so Sam Stapleton says, I have quite a collection of comic books myself. Well, that's cool. I got a few. I probably got about 20 or 30 of the classic comic books from Batman, like Batman Begins and all those classic ones. But Turkey has thousands of comic novel books. And, I did say to him, we should get you on the channel and talk about it. And another thing I want to get Turkey on the channel to do is talk about all the amazing bands he's seen, because when I was last round there, he showed me a kind of a book, a folder of all the tickets for all the bands he's seen, and he's seen amazing bands which your jaw will hit the floor. And I think that would make a really cool long format video with him talking about and showing off all these amazing tickets from the 1980s of Iron Maiden and Motorhead and Def Leppard and all these amazing heavy metal bands. I think that would be awesome. So, but then Sam Stapleton says, holy swear word, thank you very much. It must be hard being such a nice guy. Well, well, if you're a nice person generally in life, then you get nice things come back to you. And let's face it, life's too short to be an arsehole. So and life is full of them. Some are bigger than others, as I often say. So being nice just pay. And I hope that comes across in my video of who I am as a person, because who you see on camera is who I am in real life, And I just want to change the world and make it a better place by one video at a time. So, and Sam says, thank you. And it says, the three-bladed arrowhead that they found in the glacier, I'm going to try and recreate. I've already made the tooling for it. Well, that's a cool thing. And there's so many different arrowheads. I don't really have any arrowheads in my collection. So it's something I either got to think about making or getting. So then we've got a comment here from Hazdak. Haven't watched or paid for the BBC for 10 years. Well done. I mean, if more people said no more to the licence, we can get rid of it for good, because it's a waste of money. And if you don't know what that is, in the UK, in England, in Scotland, Wales, and Ireland, Northern Ireland, we have to pay for a TV licence if you want to watch the BBC. And if you don't get one, they start sending you intimidating letters. And there's quite a few channels that actually on YouTube talk about this, and they're very interesting. So, and then we've got a comment here from Spardar, says, that would be great to see. Oh, yes, I think so too. Yeah. Now, I'm thinking about another live stream of starting, perhaps reading you Egil's saga. Would that be something you want to see on the channel? I'll sit down in a nice comfy chair somewhere in the house and do a few chapters, and then remember where I am, and then make another live stream and actually live stream you, some of these famous sagas. I'll probably have to hide the book, so you're not seeing what book it is, because I don't want to have any problems with copyright. And then as I'm reading the sagas to you, I'll slightly change the wording, so I'm not actually reading the wording on the book. But is that something you would like to see on the channel as well? Because I know I did a poll some time ago, and that option of reading live on camera got quite a lot of votes. So, and I do like the idea of reading your Egil's saga. And I'm also at the moment practicing and trying to remember the poem Dior, and I'm doing it both in English, but I'm also learning it in Anglo-Saxon for you, which is something else I'm going to work on. And then at some point on the channel, I am going to attempt to record the whole of Beowulf, but you're going to have to bear with me, because that's going to take a lot of planning and processing that in my mind, and it's going to have to be probably it's going to be like a 5 or 6 part series, because Beowulf is such a long and massive piece of work, and I'm going to have to watch Beowulf myself so I can understand how some of the names are pronounced, because that can be quite challenging and daunting on a channel where you have lots of complicated Viking names. But those are some other things I'm working on in the background in my mind, Yes. So I've rendered this video. So I'm getting distracted. I've always got too many things on the go. I'm just going to auto colour. Well, I didn't like that. We'll get rid of that. We'll just deliver this. We'll call it the Jack Black. Now, does anybody know the name of his mate, the one with the white beard? Because I can never remember his name. And it's a great movie. If you've never seen the movie, Tenacious D, brilliant film that is. But I can never remember. If anybody knows that, and put it in the comments for me, then I could actually use the title. And the title I'm choosing for this at the moment, I will improve it. The Jack Black and Egil Dance Trio will rock your world. So we can add that to the pile to render. So Sam says the BBC free here in the United States, public broadcasting. That's like it should be, really. And Sam says, love to hear you read from the sagas. Yeah, I do have lots of books on the sagas, from like the Icelandic sagas and the L sagas, a classic one. I think Egil's one of my favourite sagas. The Penguin book on the seven romantic sagas, which although they've got the term romantic, but they're more mythical. And I can remember the guy Bartman when he made himself a suit of armor made out of bark. That's a lovely story. So those sort of things we want to cover on the channel, and I will look to do in the future. So we can go and start another timeline and find another video. And I suppose in a way you're getting to see what's going to be published in the next few days. And this is just some of the videos I've got. I mean, let's just demonstrate what I've got to deal with. I mean, these are all my short videos which I've still not edited yet. There's 2,340 in here, and some of them will be edited, and then some of them won't be. So you can see that there's a whole of a lot of videos in here I've got to go through, and then some I've got to remember in my mind. And then these are all the historical videos from Egil I've never edited. There's a few of them will be published, but most of them you've never seen. And again, with this is videos, AI shorts I'm creating with AI. Then you got outtakes that I've never edited. So there's lots of funny outtakes on the channel. So I might do a long outtake video with them. My computer's playing up now. Damn thing. So I've got a comment here from Eirik Rickardson. Oh yes. He's talking about Fit MC. He's one of my favourite gaming channels, because I used to play a lot of Minecraft Anarchy. So that's why I knew Fit MC. Bold is beautiful, my bro. That's what the comment I'm replying there. And then these are my comments which I pin on my videos. Got a few more of them to do today. It's just trying to get you that, you know, to get you to do things like subscribe. Although you shouldn't ask too many things. You should only ask one thing on, you know, you should ask them to subscribe more than anything else. That's the best interaction you can get. But if you start saying, oh, don't forget, folks, you're going to subscribe and leave a comment, like the video, share it with your mates and tell your grandma, there's too many things. People know you do more than one thing is enough. I make that mistake myself. Now we've got a comment here from Don Julio, and he's actually in a video he made yesterday. He's making me a pattern welded Anglo-Saxon sea axe, and he's going to send it to me, and I'm kind of like, wow. So I'm so happy about that, and definitely review those on the channel, and we'll talk about, you know, some more pattern welded stuff, because I've already got two things that are pattern welded, which is this sword and the knife that used to belong to Egil. You probably think, oh, why have you got a sword on your desk? Well, you never know, do you? And I always take time to be courteous, because courtesy gets you a long way in life. And that's one of the things about the Viking culture, is that they was very courteous people. You know, it's not like you know, Game of Thrones, when you invite people to a wedding and you butcher them, because that would fundamentally never happen in Viking society, because you'll be deemed to be, you know, bad. You end up being banished from the land by the king if you did stuff like that. Which is why last night I did that live stream when I went through my Langsax blades for Don Julio, to give an idea about the length of the handles and the width of the blade and the fullers. And I hope that's an interesting, fascinating video. And perhaps we'll do another video going in depth about Viking axes. Right, we can find another video, because I don't need that. I go back to Northworthy 3. You can see here the Anglo-Saxon lyre I brought. That's very nice. I've still got to learn how to play it and tune it. Tune it first, and I can learn to play it next. Because these are all videos I got to go through as well and put in various folders, and some will be old videos and some won't be. Because I need to sort this by ascending by date because it's not right. And we'll go back to here again and see if I can find any more comments. Oh yeah, so Hasdak says, yeah, you get caught watching the BBC without paying, you get sent to court and you get fined. Well, yes, that can fundamentally happen, but as long as you revoke the right of access to the TV goons that come round to check, you don't have a TV in your lounge showing outside, and people do get away with it. And they don't prosecute people as heavily as we think we do. There's a channel called Chili Con Carly who purposely has a channel about the TV license people. And there's some very funny videos of TV license goons knocking on your door and people telling them to, you know, F off and being polite and shutting the door on them. So I've seen quite a few of those videos and they're very funny. But yeah, but you know, if you are going to watch the BBC, you should fundamentally have a TV license if you don't want to get in trouble. But a lot of the tactics they use are intimidation. So they'll try to intimidate you, which is wrong. And of course, you're also dealing with a private entity, so not like a government entity. So you know, there's a whole debate that is. So I'm just going back. This is going back 6 days in the comments. I mean, I've got to really go back like 2-3 weeks and more to find comments I've not replied to. Of course, the more comments you can make on the videos, then the better as well. It all helps. Now, where we are with edit, no, I don't want to open this. There we go. Right, no, it's still not loaded up. I'm trying to get the latest videos at the top. It's being a tit. Here's a funny video of Eggle.
I'll tell you what I hate. Cyclists, men in shorts, old people, young people, middle-aged people.
He was a bit grumpy, was Eggle.
Yeah? You walk along the street and you bring, and some bastard in latex shorts comes up and says, and people who wear cycle helmets. What's that all about, eh? Generations of people have rode bicycles without any need of any headgear. But oh no, in this wanky little society we live in, oh, let's have a dead tortoise on here. Let's look at twat. Ah, I tell you, cyclists, hate them, kill them.
What about
There, another one, look.
the car?
Yeah, waiting to get me, mate. That's what it is. I'm not paranoid, but I know the bastards. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit swearing in this.
Get up early in the morning to get this little black book.
What about men in shorts?
Oh, shorts, don't get me started.
Yes, Eggle did not like men wearing shorts. For some reason, he had a big hatred towards men in shorts. I don't know why. I think it's probably because from his generation, when you grew up in shorts as a child, and the day when you get your long trousers, the day you become a man. So, probably where that comes from.
They've got legs like an inland waterway map, and they sit in.
But would you like me to publish these videos on the channel? They're a bit controversial.
Not need. And then, hello.
The other side of Eggle Thorson.
Ah, what's next? School caps and satchels. Looks like an Angus Young reunion society when you see any old men.
So it's a bit shaky.
Oh, put some breeches on, for goodness sake. Shorts.
They don't like men in shorts.
And bum bags. What's that all about?
Bum bags.
Looking round.
We didn't like them either.
Papoose strapped here. God, we live in a world.
It reminds me of that video from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Shite. Shite, all of it, you know? All these bloody things going around, cycle helmets, shorts.
Yes, often the problem with Eggle was it was quite difficult to keep a straight face when he went on one of these little funny rants, and it's so funny he was.
Dear, oh dear. And irritating people on television. Oh, don't get me started. What's his name? Nick Grimshaw. Joking. Horrible little greasy man. And he's just one of a legion of millions of them that are ruining your lives today. I tell you what to wear, what to eat, and men's makeup. What's that all about? Painting themselves up like Chester. I tell you, it ain't natural. That's what that is.
He did like dogs and he did like women.
You like women.
We know that.
But again, women, I like them. But they're some bloody ugly ones, aren't they?
That's very true.
Yeah. Anyway.
So there's a rare behind the scenes video of Egil Thorson. Probably shouldn't have played that. But he was a character. He would have made a great politician, would Egil? Because he would tell it to you straight and he wouldn't muck about. So, yeah. So Sam says, I'd love to hear you read from the sagas. So yeah, so bear that with me then. I'll think about that. I'm starting it soon then. And Hasdak says, yeah, well, I read that one about being caught. And Hasdak, yes, been doing it for 10 years now. I don't want a contract with them. Well, no, why would you want a contract with a corrupt organisation that hides dodgy things? Well, let's face it, we all know what I'm on about. And then we've got a comment here from Anthony Sheridan. All TV should be free. Yes, I agree with you. And I don't like this idea of having to pay for Netflix and pay for Amazon. And the thing is, you go on Amazon Prime, what I don't like about it, you type in a movie up to what? Oh, you got to pay for it. And it really irritates me because you can always guarantee. I've been wanting to watch the film Rudy for some time. Great film. If you've never seen the film Rudy, check it out. Really, really wonderful film. But you have to pay for it, and I just refuse to pay for the damn thing. So, yeah. There's a funny video here I've edited earlier of when Egil tried to bang Lady Gaga.
Incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique.
Sorry. That might appear today. And then Hasdak says, I've got a bum bag for mountain biking. When you're going mountain biking, you probably need a bum bag. That's one of the few reasons why you should have one. And then Spardar says he was a character indeed. So, yes. And then Hasdak said, what was Egil like with the wokeness? Well, he couldn't stand wokeness, and neither can I. And we need to get rid of woke society because it's ruining the society we live in. And so, yeah, he wouldn't stand for such crap as wokeness. And you know, Egil was one of those people that you either loved or you didn't like because he spoke his mind, and I always appreciated that about him. And but my two neighbours down in the garden said something very nice about him after he died. He said, Andy, he says, you know, Egil, he says, he was one of those very few genuine people that always had your back, and he was who he was. He never wanted to pretend to be anything else. And so we're very, very lucky that we got the videos we have of Egil on the channel. And I do wish to have filmed more with him. It was a challenge at times to get him to come up to film. I wish he committed every week to doing it, but he didn't. So we'll film for 2-3 weeks and he won't appear for a month and then come back again. Which is fair enough. That's the way it was. But we could have done a lot more, but we also could have done a lot less. So, yes. And then Sam Stapleton says, you have got to post those, awesome. And there's some more of them. I did have a much longer one, half an hour, but I lost that one, which is a shame. But there's a few of those I might put together one day for some celebration because they are funny. And if they make me laugh, then hopefully it will make you laugh. So, yes. And Hasdak says, I agree, Bragi, it's gone too far. It has gone too far. But woke society is failing massively because people are waking up to the fact that we don't want that crap in our lives. Let's face it. I mean, I don't want it. You don't want it. And, you know, and woke people need to wake up more than anybody else. And, you know, the people in charge of, you know, the world are loving the woke society. But I don't like it and I don't want it. And it makes you think what the Vikings would have thought about society. Well, I think they'll be turning in the graves. You think about the World War I generation, and like my great-granddad and my granddad who fought in World War II. What they fought for our freedom, and our freedom is being diminished day by day. So if we don't stand up for ourselves, if we don't have a voice, if we don't make the point of saying enough is enough, we're going to get more of that crap, and we don't need it. We don't need these 15-minute cities. We don't need to be told you can't travel there, you can't do that. We don't need to be told you can't get on a plane more than twice a year. We don't want that in society. We want a positive society going forward, and we need to get rid of these people, these wicked and evil people that rule this planet, and put good people in charge that will make society better. That's what we need in society. And as a YouTuber, as a content creator, I feel it's very important that I speak my mind about that. And a lot of people agree with what I say because I speak common sense, and common sense is one of the most wonderful gifts we can have. So another thing what I also might try to do in the live stream is that I can invite people to join the live stream. So if you know, if Sam wants to come and join a live stream with me, and we can talk about blacksmithing and so forth, and you can get your story, I can get my story across, and also give you a shout out for your channel. So perhaps we could sort that in the future as another option as well. And I know me and Eric are talking about doing a Zoom series for a podcast where we're going to invite friends and our subscribers onto the channel to chat, because that is also another way we can make really good content for the channel. But I think, you know, with what's happening in society, I think more people are waking up. I've been awake to what's going on for 2 decades or more. I saw this coming. In fact, I can show you diaries from 20 years ago where I've got pandemic written down, where I've got, you know, world wars and disease, and I've got all these things written down what's going to happen, and they've all come true. So I've seen this for a long time, and a lot of my friends, very few friends I have, because I'm very choosy who I have as friends. If you're negative and you've got anything like that, I don't want to know. Me and my girlfriend only have positive people in our lives, and all you guys are wonderful and positive. So I've seen it coming, and we've got to change the world before it gets worse. Because, you know, the world is a wonderful place. Don't never stop believing in that. And there's lots of wonderful people like you guys out there, and we can make a difference, and we can make it and change it for the better. But I also try not to be political, because I don't do politics on the channel. I mean, I don't do politics generally, but on Facebook, you'll find me down as a political atheist, because it doesn't matter who you vote for. You're all voting for the same people. Yes, I am on Telegram. I don't know if it's my name's on Telegram, or whether it's my phone number. I don't use it a lot. I'm still trying to get used to Telegram. So let's have a look. In fact, what I may do on Telegram is I'll create a Northworthy group, and I'll just call it Northworthy Sagas, and then you should be able to find me through that. And then we could also start communicating on Telegram, because I think it's a great app for using it. So leave that with me. I'm thinking about it at this very moment. So let's go back to the live stream. And we also do have a Discord page. Now here's my Discord open, and there's only 2 or 3 of us on there at the moment. So if you type in on Discord Northworthy Stories and Sagas, although I got that mixed up for some reason. It should be Sagas and Stories. So I didn't realise that. So we do have a Discord page, and I'm still getting used to Discord. So, and we've only got 2 people on there so far. And I done a little couple of live streams on Discord where I'm getting to hang out with the fans and our friends. So yeah, so type in on Discord Northworthy Stories and Sagas, which is the one way round, as I've just noticed that. And then you also get that. I think there's a link on the page itself. If you go to the main channel page and you click on the 3 links, it should be on here. If not, I've got to put it in. And I'm also going to develop a new shop, because the current shop, the spreadsheet shop, is a bit expensive for my liking. And I saw another shop the other day I can create, which has got much lower prices when it comes to our products. And yeah, I'm definitely going to make that T-shirt with Eggle saying "Never Surrender" as well, because that's roll call. So yes. Now I may do a live stream tonight if I'm not busy. When I've got to go to work shortly, so I've got to get ready for that. So I may do a live stream tonight. I may not. I'm trying to put my effort into live streaming because it's a good way to interact with people. And beforehand, I would never have done something like this, live streaming what I do on my computer. But I'm just feeling more confident about what I'm doing, so that's good. And it's good to see our videos are getting 100 times boost on the views. So we've got popular content, and we've got lots of playlists as well. So you can see the difference in the content with what I'm doing on YouTube Create. I wish I had it, a few months ago. So you saw YouTube Create, and then you can see the older videos, which are just not quite as snappy because those videos are uploaded through my PC instead of using the YouTube Create app. So do download it; it's wonderful. I really am impressed. And I got to go through all these videos and make sure I got no duplicates, because the problem is I produce so many videos and I've recorded so many videos, at times I forget what I've done and what I've not done. And you can see there's a lot of videos on here. We try to be diverse as much as possible. And some of them will get low views and some get high views. Because I'm not very good at sharing content. It's one of my weaknesses, it's sharing stuff. So I think what we need to do is create a Northworthy notification army that you guys go out and you all become parts of it. You sign up to being a part of this little notification squad or army. So you guys go out and share it on X or Twitter used to be, and any other Reddit, because I've only got so many hours in the day, and if you spend hours sharing videos, I'm not editing videos, I'm not filming videos. You see some of the beer reviews I've done here. They're going to go soon onto another channel I'm developing, because I do have a lot of channels. And just give you a heads up, there's a channel I'm working on at the moment called Funky Viking. So I'm going to start putting some videos on that from the short play content I did last year, which is from the fail videos. But I've not lost those videos, but I just deleted them off YouTube. And I've got another channel called the Jesus of MC, which is a Minecraft short video channel I'm developing. I've got my old gaming channel called Red Devil Gaming MC, which I've not done nothing for years. In other channels I've got, I'm working on one called Relaxing Tranquility, which I need to change the name on that, which has just got videos about positivity and stuff, because it's so easy to go and click on a feed and a positive video, try to spell it right, would help. And then basically this is a great app for creating AI content, because pretty much it does it all for you. And then I use another one for longer videos called InVideo. I've just made a video about chainsaws versus axes. I've got to download that, so that will go into that folder. But I'm trying not to bombard you too much with too much AI content. We will use it, but I'm not going to bombard you with it. So then you probably see one a day. It's the idea. So anyway, so I hope that's been entertaining for you. Well, we've got our latest video up. We've got another subscriber. That's cool. We've got a funny comment here from Ragnar's Rocks. It's 1 girl and 4 Viking men. It's a bit of a weird video, was this one. I'll just show it to you before I go. You've probably seen it.
Well, and this is, you know what this is, where the good times happen.
I think it's got some kind of hidden secret meaning I don't understand. Because I'm just trying to say, well, yeah, Anglo-Saxon and Viking longhouses, we like to party and have a good time, you know what I mean? Drink loads of mead. But I think this is kind of referring to something else. But never mind. And then this is the latest video.
Hello everyone, it's Eric here, man of many assortment of axes.
I don't know whether this filter worked or not.
See my outfit right
And we have
now.
used this video already.
Am I carrying too many weapons? Leave a comment below what your opinion is. Okay, thanks a lot.
I just put a funny little clip of a woman up there and going woof
It's
woof
Irish
baby.
here, man with many sort of axes.
Good old Iric. No doubt he's working hard and also making videos for us at the same time. And we've got some funny Dave the Cat videos. We're trying to develop Dave the Cat as a character on the channel because me and Eggle came up with the character of Dave the Cat. And I'm thinking about writing some books on Dave the Cat as well. I've got that in my mind. So I'm just going to go back to your comments before I do disappear. I'll tell you what, I'll share the Discord link on the community post at some point soon today. So just bear that with me. And Hasdak says, I think we'll get on well if we're meeting real life, Bragi. Well, I'm always up for meeting people. If we're ever in Derby or ever in the UK, we'll meet up. So Spardar said you can copy and send the Discord link for easy invites. Did not know that, so I will do that. Hasdak says I'm not allowed on Discord. My opinions and views are not welcome there. This is a shame, really. And the thing is, regardless of what views you have, you should have that ability to have that free speech. And then Hasdak says, "Blooming hell, you are busy." Laughs out loud. Yeah, because I think myself, as I'm getting older as well, you know, your mortality kind of like, you know, pops in your mind thinking, well, I could pop up tomorrow, have a heart attack and be dead. So one reason why I'm trying to upload as many videos is to get them out there. And this is my legacy when I leave the world, hopefully in 50 years time or more, maybe even more than that. I'll leave these videos. I've got to think about what I'm planning to do is to maybe leave the channel and all my Viking kit to the Victorian Old Book Museum as a modern legacy of a modern Viking. So that's one of my ideas, because I do have a lot of kit and I don't want it sold off and thrown away when I die. And no doubt, I don't know what's happened to the rest of Eggle's kit when he passed away, because he had 2 or 3 shields, he had a very nice cloak I've never seen, some helmets. So I hope they're not being thrown away in a skip, and I hope somebody's saved them. You know, he had a lovely sword, so I hope they've been saved, and they'll be really disappointed if they're just gone in the skip. But yeah, well, I'm gonna end this live stream. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out, and thank you for being fans of the channel, because you guys keep me going and you make me want to make more videos. And with YouTube, you get lows and you get highs, and at times it can be quite disappointing when you're not getting the views you think you should be doing, and then you get the buzz again and you get hooked to making content, and then you'll have another big period of making content, which we are going through at the moment. So I will see you again soon. I've got a few bit of work to do to get some videos ready before I go out, so give me enough time to do that, and I need some more coffee. Goodbye, and I just want to say I love you guys to bits, because you know it's a powerful word, is love, and love is the most wonderful and free gift, that and kindness. So always take time to show kindness to the people that you love and to show them love. Never be afraid to tell people that you love them. And on that, I'm going to end and go. Goodbye.